This is Eagle Owl, and today I'll be talking about DeVonta Smith. He is back. Also, we got to talk about Jalen Carter, as he spoke about handling the refs. Lastly, AJ Brown shuts down the negative media. But let's get straight into it. All right, man, before we hop straight into it, I guess it's best if we talk about the injury report, right? Who's out, who's playing, but let's get into it. All right, Reed Blankenship, as expected, is out. Sidney Brown knee is out. Dallas Goddard is out. And Brenton Covey looked like he was trying to make a push for it, but he's out. So it looked like we might get a little Cooper DeJean at punt returner. And everybody else is playing. Saquon Barkley rest, Mekhi Becton, Jalen Carter, Darius Slay is back, DeVonta Smith, Josh Sweat, and Johnny Wilson. But I want to focus on DeVonta Smith being back, having that other weapon on the outside. Again, another week with not all three of our weapons, just two or one. That's how it's been almost all year. Because shout out to Dallas Goddard being out once again. But these are not long-term injuries for Dallas Goddard, so I just got to roll with the punches. But again, it's good to have DeVonta Smith back. And before the injury report came out, this is what DeVonta Smith had to say about being back.
How close are you playing this year?
Count me in.
How difficult was it for you to miss 2 games in a row with something you haven't really had to deal with?
It really wasn't up to me. Like I said last week, sometimes you gotta, stay away from yourself. Like you just left it up to me, and I just kept going. It would have just made things worse.
How's your body different today than it was yesterday?
See, count me in. So that was way before we knew he was in or out. So DeVonta Smith seemed excited to come back. He really tried to push the last game, but the doctors and stuff just wasn't having it. Told you a report came out late last night when he couldn't come out. I think, of course, we played Sunday, and then it came out Saturday night. Yeah, he's trying to make a push for it, but we don't think that's going to happen by Mike Garafolo and those guys. But then reported after the game that Adam Schefter is yeah, DeVonta Smith is coming back. So it's good to have DeVonta Smith back, Slim Reaper. A lot of you guys just let him rest, this and that. But he got to get it going before the next games, because our next two is Washington and Pittsburgh. I think I could be wrong on that. But yeah, it's good to have DeVonta Smith back. We know he's a threat. He's definitely a threat. And the Panthers been playing really good. I won't say at the highest level, but they've been competing. They trying to probably go into next season hot. And I mean, again, what's a better team to beat than the Philadelphia Eagles? Well, it's like a 13, 14-point spread. And they probably want to upset. They know what people think, but I just think we're going to be too much. Jalen Carter and just our defensive line in general been stepping up. And you've seen what we did to the best of the best quarterbacks with Vic Fangio defense. The only way we could lose this game if we take it lightly, which we are not, because we still want the playoff seeding. So Panthers are just in the way. We got to knock these dudes off. We definitely have to knock these dudes off, and that's why it's important that DeVonta Smith play. Get his feet wet, catch the ball a bit, take a couple hits or whatever, and just prepare, for that playoff season, because it's going to be here in no time. But we begin of December, next thing you know, it's going to be mid-December, and you know how it goes. It's going to be Christmas, and then January, then that February, man, that's when they get real. So we need DeVonta Smith back, and he's coming back at the right time. He's definitely coming back at the right time. And just to get off track just a little bit, I know Nick Sirianni was asked about, why is these guys getting hurt in practice? Because remember, I think DeVonta Smith caught the hamstring in practice. A couple of guys got hurt in practice. I think it was Sidney Brown knee. I think that happened in practice too. But what Nick Sirianni was alluding to is that practice been really tough this year. The walkthrough's been full practice from time to time, fully padded practice. But you see the results on the field. Yeah, our players are getting hurt here and there, but the word soft haven't came out any fan's mouth since the Buccaneers game. Like we can't use the word soft. We one of the most physical teams. I think we had the least amount of missed tackles, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, this team is physically ready, man. They physically ready, hard hitting, tough guys, tough as nails, Philadelphia football. So again, it's good to have some of these guys back, and a lot of these guys will be back for the playoffs. All right, so let's get into the next topic. Jalen Carter. Always wanted to know what he thought about being like held and like what's going on. Like, what do you think about this? And this is what Jalen Carter had to say.
It's football. I don't know if it's in the game plan, but it's football. So sometimes it might be a hold, and it might prevent me from making the play. But if the refs don't see it, then you just try to move on to the next play.
Do you talk to the refs at all about it during the game?
Yeah, I might say a little something, but at the end of the day, it's on their call. If they call it, it goes with the game. If they don't, on to the next play.
Is there anything after that one play in particular that Vic was talking about?
Yeah, I was like, you didn't see that? That's all I said. But,
The one when you got pulled to the ground?
yeah, but that was it, though. And then had to go to the next play. I think they was moving fast after that. They had a big play that drive, too.
You talk a lot about
I think that's really professional. He said some of them that's super blatant. Like, come on, he'll say something here and there, but he's not bitching or complaining to the refs. Like, come on, give me that hold. Like it's football. I may fight through it, and I may try to impact the game. And he had been fighting through a lot of holes, but the one that was ridiculous is the one against the Ravens. Like he literally swung Jalen Carter. I mean, come on, Jalen Carter like 300 plus pounds. What 300 plus pound guy fall like that? Come on, that was a blatant hold. But the refs being the refs, and to be fair, Jalen Carter got to earn his stripes. Certain guys, they always gonna get the calls or whatever. But this is Jalen Carter's second year, third, fourth year. I think he get those calls. I think he's going to start getting those calls now because this is becoming a bigger complaint. Everybody's starting to see it, and I think the refs are going to make an emphasis on it early. Hell, Nick Sirianni and those guys might say something to the refs early in the game, like, "Look, Jalen Carter been getting held for like the whole season. Can you guys watch out for it?" And if they throw flags on it, like the first quarter or whatever, then I think it's going to translate out like, okay, we can't hold the guy because they've been calling it, and we'll get a fair matchup per se. We will get a fair matchup with Jalen Carter versus whatever guard is on him, which is against the Panthers is not fair. I don't think they have a guard that's like that. I could be wrong, but I don't think they have a guard that could slow down Jalen Carter. Hell, we played some Pro Bowl guards just last game against the Ravens, and they couldn't slow Jalen Carter down. So, yeah, league. If the refs in the league start paying attention to this more and more, especially going into the playoffs, yeah, it's going to get real. It's going to get real because y'all not going to get y'all way with Jalen Carter. Hell, Milton Williams been taking advantage of his one-on-ones. Milton Williams definitely been taking advantage, and that's what we wanted to see because we knew Jalen Carter's going to get double teamed. Who's going to win their one-on-ones? And so far, everybody has to the Nolan Smiths, Jalen. I'm about to say Jalen Carter. Yes, if Jalen Carter's one-on-one, he will win. But Milton Williams, Jordan Davis have been really good against the run. Nolan Smith, everybody been winning their one-on-ones, man. So, yeah, keep doing what y'all doing. But once we get those calls and they start going our way, it's going to be really, really dangerous. And the last topic, our own media is against us. And let me play this clip.
I think your targets are down like 30 from this time last year. How do you navigate that personally?
You guys are on it today.
What's that?
You own it today. This is second week. This is second week y'all asked me something like that. But I'm cool. Like I said, I'm just trying to maximize my opportunities as best as I can, and make plays when the ball is coming to me. So
come on, media. Come on, Philly media. And you know what? At this point, I do accept that I am media. I mean, at some point, I have to accept it. But I don't like that type of media. It's because, like, you're destroying your own team. And me being in it just a little bit, even though I'm considered independent because I don't have any like agents or I'm hired by like Philly Inquirer. I'm not hired by anybody. I'm just basically a fan talking on YouTube, but I gotta call a spade a spade. Damn near at this point, I am media, but I hate when our media do that. Like they trying to destroy our own team, and I get it. You want a story. It just is what it is. When you get a negative story, it get more clicks, it get more views. But that be our own media though. That's what I don't get. I think positive news get a lot of views too. Some of my positive videos get a lot of views, or if not a lot of them. But I know the negative, like, oh, AJ Brown said this, is it's friction. That's our own media trying to break the team because they want to break a story. And the more friction it is in the locker room, the easier it is to break a story. But if everybody's together, doing their thing, staying quiet, it's hard to break stories on that. I mean, it's other ways you can. You could talk about statistics or what Jalen Hurts or AJ Brown is doing, taking advantage of his limited targets or whatever. Saquon Barkley is having a historic year. Write articles on that, but it's the lazy and easy way out to write a negative article like, "Oh, AJ Brown is disgruntled." If you get an article like that, it's going to get a lot of clicks. But other articles, when you talk about statistics, the team winning, it take a lot of research and a lot of work to do to get those views. So that's what I'm assuming they trying to do, but it's still not a good look because this is a Super Bowl team. Why would you try to break up if you feeling media a Super Bowl team? And I gotta think sometimes some of these dudes in the media, they don't be Eagles fans. That's what make the YouTubers and the content creators and stuff like that better because all of us are Eagles fans. We want the best for our team. We don't want the negative headlines. But some of those dudes that's hired by those companies, they don't be Eagles fans sometimes. So I don't know, man. I don't get what Ruben Frank was trying to do. I think that was Ruben Frank, and I usually like him, but like, come on, man. Come on, man. That just wasn't a good look. But that's all I got for you guys. And hey, man, what do you think? How do you feel? Oh yeah, this hat, man. Wanted to wear it so bad. Got it at TJ Maxx. My wife was there. I said, like, oh, you gotta grab me that, man. Go good with the hoodie. But like I said, just to wrap up, I do feel about DeVonta Smith. Count him, man. Also, AJ Brown shutting down the negative media. Jalen Carter. And this is Eagle Owl, man. I'm out.